evening. Thanks for joining us on News at 10. I'm Stephen N.T. We're live from the News Hub at Adesawe Kanda in Accra. Let's first take a look at the major news highlights of the day. Energy Minister reassures ECG workers there will be no involuntary layoffs as concession agreement is laid before Parliament. The Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko assured government has amended the terms of the concession agreement to require that Ghanaians own at least 51% of the concession. Authorities at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital have suspended the referral of emergency cases to the surgical and emergency unit for lack of space to accommodate patients. The decision, according to the hospital, follows the congestion at the unit, which has compelled hospital authorities, doctors and nurses to attend to patients in an unusual ways. The Municipal Chief Executive for Ewutu Senya is Michael Esuma Mensah has debunked claims the Kaswa District Court Magistrate Felicia Gandeji uses a chamber pot in her office due to absence of washrooms at the court. In an interview with TV3, the MC indicated the magistrate has an exclusive washroom in the facility. The police administration is assuring the public it would follow due process in the alleged assault case involving multimedia journalist Latif Idris. The service has meanwhile urged the public to be balanced in their comments on the issue, since final closure to the case is yet to be made. On the international front, divers in northern Thailand have rescued all 12 boys and their football coach from flooded caves 17 days after they were trapped underground. Their plight and the massive, dangerous 3-day-long operation to free them gripped the world's attention. The group was cut off on June 23 after heavy rains flooded their way back. Let's start with our very first story now. The authorities of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital have suspended the referral of emergency cases to the surgical and emergency unit due to lack of space to accommodate patients. This comes on the back of serious congestion at the units that force doctors and nurses to attend to patients under unapproved conditions. Sarah Parko reports.
The scene at the surgical and emergency unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital is that of an eyesore. The facility is a 36-bed capacity structure, but currently has in excess of 60 patients. Patients are scattered on the corridors of the unit with their IV fluids stuck in them. Doctors and nurses were struggling with movement around to deliver care to patients. Due to limited space at the unit, family members of the patients are made to sleep outside the unit. The situation is, however, not same at other units of the hospital, as the news team gathered some of the patients who are stable have been moved to other wards. Hajia Janet laments how she had to endure watching her sick daughter attended to in a chair.
It's very appalling. If you have not brought a patient here and you just listen to radio and television, you might think all is well. It's not well. Until my daughter came here. He had a sudden cardiac attack all the way in an ambulance from Kaswa to this place. Luckily, they attended to her. But since we came, he has never had a bed. Somebody with cardiac-related problem, where you saw me is where he has been sitting.
For Mary Abrakwa, She had to rush across the streets of the hospital to buy plastic chairs to enable her sick husband, who had a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital to be attended to.
I
bought these 2 chairs. I will carry them along when my husband is discharged.
One Kobe Blay posted pictures of patients being attended to in plastic chairs and also lying on the floor of the unit on social media. According to hospital authorities, the situation compelled them to ask their sister hospitals to hold on with referrals to the facility for now. According to the public relations officer of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Mustafa Salifu, the situation is currently under control.
The number had reduced. Those who were sitting outside will move into the SME itself, but we are still doing. Another measure we took was to call the other hospital that they should hold on with the referrals.
He also revealed that there are plans to expand the facility to 70-bed capacity by the end of this month.
The Deputy Minister of Health also came here to find out what was happening, and then the Chief Executive also had a meeting with the ministry. So we are planning together. They are giving us the necessary support to open the bigger emergency that is here by the 20th of July. That place will be open to at least double the capacity that we have now.
So until government works on the institutional leakages of the country's health system, this situation will continue to persist.
Very depressing scenes there. Let's get onto the telephone lines and speak with Dr. Ernest York, who is the chairman of the Ghana Medical Association Greater Accra branch. Good evening, Doc, and thank you very much. This is obviously an unacceptable situation beyond the control of the nurses and doctors at the unit. How is this blatant cancellation of emergency referral cases likely to impact healthcare delivery?
Well, it is. Good evening to your, viewers and possibly listeners as well. But you can agree, and I'm sure all of us are aware that everyone is at risk. It's not just the patients, as you put it, but you and I, myself as a potential patient, my colleagues, everybody is, at risk. And that's what Ghana Medical Association has been calling for, that the emergency care system in the country needs to be revamped holistically, not just finding faults and trying to blame somebody for the predicament that we find ourselves. And certainly, lives are going to be lost. Like your patient, the clip that you played, indicated. That has been what's going on. And we've been saying this for so long, but nobody seemed to take, any cue until, the fiat came from the minister that nobody should be turned away. It is well, and it sounds nice to the ears of the unsuspecting public, but implementing that policy is what you find ourselves in this situation.
I remember the fallout from the death of that 70-year-old man after he was denied care because there was no bed in all 7 hospitals his family took him to. Just a few weeks from that incident, it appears nothing has changed. Kolebu is still overstretched and situations there are still horrible. So what drastic measures are needed to fix this mess?
The measures as it is what must be done. It is known to everybody. We have presented a position paper. There have been workshops, there have been meetings, and we suggest exactly what needs to be done. Look, if you cast your mind from the west side of Accra, from Kaswa down to Kolebu, it's only in between you find Cocoa Clinic and maybe Kalinshi Polyclinic that offer emergency care. And none of the hospitals, both private and public, offer emergency care. And so if you find yourself that you didn't have a running tummy, you must necessarily be rushed to Kolebu. And that's part of the problem. If you take to the east side, is the same situation, apart from
Doc, you still haven't spoken about the measures that need to be taken drastically to fix this. Is it building more hospitals or expanding the current surgical and emergency unit to a 70-bed capacity? Obviously, 70-bed is still not enough to take care of the volume of population you're making reference to, looking at, let's say, Kaswa, all the way from Accra West.
It's more than just the hospital. We have some hospitals, but the emergency care capacity is woefully inadequate. So we are saying that this must be seen as a national emergency. People must be mobilized. People must be trained. You know, we've had an emergency unit that's built, ready to be inaugurated in Kolebu for over 2 years. That's not been done because some equipment are faulty, some places are leaking. You know, so it goes beyond just the health worker. If you go to other smaller hospitals, the private hospitals, and the polyclinics, the capacity is too low. Even the current capacity of Kolebu now to speak is just about 10-bed situation that we have. So what do? It must, as a matter of urgency, catch the attention of the authorities. We need to expand emergency care, train more people, deliver the equipment that is needed. Crucially.
So this obviously is beyond the control of the Ghana Medical Association, right?
Oh,
and if I ask you what you're going to do, it's just like throwing a stone to the wall.
Well, I would say I will not give up. As advocates, we continue ask for better services for everybody. But what we urgently need is the commitment, the desire to improve the situation, commit resources, and reorient staff. Certainly, I'm not saying that every health worker is not guilty in any form. But again, we need some reorientation to be to change their attitude towards emergency care. But certainly, the backstops, the ministry, the government, to be able to make resources available for us to adequately cater for emergency care in this country. So our recent history, suggests that all of us are at risk, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
I can appreciate that. But I was also going to ask you if you are able to share with us some of the key points of the position paper you just told me that you presented to the Ministry of Health. What were some of the recommendations or the suggestions you made there, and whether you had any feedback at all from the government on these?
Okay, so first of all, what we are saying is that comprehensive emergency care entails dealing with pre-hospital care, and even post-hospital care. So we are looking at dealing with the situation as it occurs on the spot. So public education, letting people know what to do in the case of an emergency situation. I'm calling an ambulance, and the ambulance situation. We've got more V8 than ambulance in this country. That's a shame to all of us, the conscience of 1 million Ghanaians. But going beyond that, we need to fix it. We need to commit resources to get ambulances. People must know what to do before even the ambulance arrives. And when the ambulance arrives, what happens within the ambulance itself? It has to be well equipped. People who are trained in the proper manner to take care of people before they get to the hospital. We need a proper inter-hospital communication. So I won't rush a patient to Kolebu or 37 just to find out that there is no bed or there's no, expertise to take care of what I'm bringing. And then when they arrive, how quick are the people ready to accept the case? Are the facilities available? Are the equipment available? The people trained in the proper manner? And then it goes on and on.
Right.
So it is a comprehensive thing that we've advocated. But if you ask me of the response of the ministry, yes, there's been bits and pieces of response here and there, but I'm yet to see the adequate response that is able to deal expeditiously and in a manner that you and I will not be victims of emergency care going forward.
Dr. York, we're grateful for your time. Thank you very much. Dr. York is the chairman of the Ghana Medical Association, the Greater Accra Regional Branch. And let's go to the Ashanti region, where authorities at the Suntreso Government Hospital in Kumasi have denied allegations of negligence leading to the death of a pregnant woman and her unborn baby. They've also described as false news that 500 cedis was demanded as doctors' motivation before attending to patients at the facility. Here is a report by Benjamin Adu.
The Suntresu Government Hospital in Kumasi has been in the media spotlight for allegedly refusing a 30-year-old pregnant woman entry into the labor ward on Wednesday, July 4. The hospital is alleged to have demanded a 500 cedi doctor motivation fee before medical attention, which the patient could not immediately pay. Angela Efriye Ajiman later died at a theater with her unborn baby. Medical superintendent at the hospital, Dr. Ejakupoku, confirmed the death of the woman but ruled out negligence and demand for any motivation fee. He explained the woman in labor died whilst in queue to be attended to because of insufficient theater beds.
Sometimes some of things do happen. The same healthcare providers go through. Sometimes these are some of the things beyond our control. But I'm assuring all of you that management will not sit on concern, will go into this issue.
The Suntresu Government Hospital has only one theatre bed for 2 doctors and 2 nurses. Patients often queue for space at the facility, which is second to the Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital in patient turnout. Dr. Ejakupoku appealed to government and stakeholders to help address challenges facing the hospital.
Very sad way to die, queuing for a surgical bed, and you can't make it. I'm Stephen Enti. This is NEWSAT10. We have more news for you, and if you're listening to us on radio, this is 92.7. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, the paramount chief of the Afife traditional area, Togbi Adrapanya the Sixth, has lauded government's handling of the economy since assuming office. He was speaking during President Akufo-Addo's interaction with chiefs from Anglo, Ketu North and South, Akachi North, South, North Tong and Agotime Ziope to end one of the president's tour of the Volta region.
Yes. Sorry. Another. Yes. Sorry. Another. According to Paramount Chief of the People Traditional Area, Togbi Adrapanya the Sixth, the Akufo-Addo government inherited an economy burdened with huge debts, high fiscal deficit, and a slow rate of growth. He told the gathering at Tajevu in the Ketu North constituency they were surprised the president was able to implement the free SHS policy, restore the nursing and teacher trainee allowances, and the program for planting for food and jobs, all within his first year of office.
We have been keenly and patiently monitoring your development focus and agenda for the nation and wish to state that you have done excellently well beyond our imagination considering the state of the economy you inherited. We will be most grateful if this institution could be upgraded into a fully fledged agricultural university to train young people to provide the needed human resources in the agriculture and food processing sectors to meet the aspiration of your policy on planting for food and jobs.
Togbi Adrapanya the Sixth also expressed heartfelt appreciation of the people of the People Traditional Area to the president for reinstating the Deputy Minister for Youth and Sport, Pius Enam Hajide. President Akufo-Addo urged the people to support the initiative to create new regions to enhance development.
This region that may well be created in the O2 region is not being created as a matter of spite, of dislike, hostility towards the people in the South. On the contrary, I am hoping that the good relations that exist today between all the people of the Volta region, that good relationship will survive and become stronger so that all parts of the Volta region will be together.
President Akufo-Addo will end the tour of the Volta region on Wednesday, July 11, 2018.
And that's how we wrap up with News at 10. Thank you very much for staying. Up next is Russia Daily with the sports team. I'm Stephen Anti. Thanks for staying. Good night.